You didn't have sex until you got married?
I'm telling you what we should be doing. I'm talking about a solution. We're not talking about me. We're saying as a community, a solution.
Shan, we all agree with you. Shan, you come as a virgin, you get everything you want.
It's not working. Okay, 32% marriage rate. Now you may be getting married. Lily has gotten married. Y'all done your parts.
Keep
okay,
that box in your
but the reality is, in this community, only 32% of Black men have married. Only 26% of Black women have married. 70% of children are being born out of wedlock. What are we doing here?
So I think there's a difference of life and death. The truth of the matter is that most people are going to save their children before their partner if they have met their children, right? I think there's a difference in unborn children. There are some men who will say like, nah, I'm gonna save my wife before a child I haven't met. But majority of people right now will save their living children that they know and have met before they save their spouse. That's, I think, a majority. But I think when it goes to putting someone first, though, in everyday situations outside of life and death, I see a lot of people who get divorced after the kids grow up and leave because they only stayed for the kids. They really only, and I've noticed in Caucasian circles, at different groups of therapy and stuff, you ask someone, why did you marry that person? It's because for the majority of Caucasian population, marriage is the gateway to children. In the Black population, that's not true. Most people will ask you, when are you going to have kids before when you get married? Like in the Black population, you producing offspring to Black people is like the utmost important. They don't care if you're married. They don't care if you got the finances. You leaving this world without a child is like, what? To the Black population. And so I do think there's a difference in culture, though, where it's like, so I define like marriage benefits from a biblical standpoint. It's combining bodies and producing children, right? Combining households living together, combining finances and assets, performing tasks and services, and then putting that person at the helm of your life, right? Having that person be the most important person in your life. And so it's like, when you start taking away some of those things that should only really be in marriage, that's when I think there's the issues. And I know plenty of people who, to Mont's point, moving in together before you get married is very, very common right now. Producing children before you get married is kind of common. Finances, I know people who have bought houses and all the things, and then there's a performance of certain tasks and stuff like that. So it is a little bit in our modern time. Yes, most people expect marriage benefits before marriage, and that's our society, right? That's just how Western culture it just is.
But it only makes sense because we date now, right? Before that probably wasn't a thing. Dating and all these type of, like, we doing all that now. So it makes sense. Like, if I was just about to meet your dad and just be married off tomorrow, all right, cool. But we're dating and we're having sex and we're going on dates and I got to spend my money on you. You ain't my woman. And then so yeah, that's how we go.
I mean, so I have a lot of international friends, and I think the moving in part is the one part that I think I see difference in. Producing children is the biggest thing. So in a lot of African cultures, they're not moving in together with somebody. Like, that's not happening before they get married. They'll do everything else. Or they're not producing children like on a mass scale as much as we do here. And in European cultures, I'm seeing a lot of people will move in, but the producing of children before marriage is the one that is like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of those people probably got strong support systems and foundations and families and stuff. So,
and it is impressed upon people. Like it is taught. Like, I grew up in a primarily white place. I think I told someone like where I went to high school was 5% Black, and most people were like, no, or they were all inside of wedlock, except for like, I had to find somebody who was born outside of a marriage. Like, that was like, oh, it was an oddity. You know what I mean? It just was not common. And so I think that's one of the big outliers right now, is that in our society, in American culture, we don't hold certain things back, but I don't think that really, having seen other people, right, outside of producing children, I don't think it holds them back though from getting married. It's just the expectation that you're raised to get married. It's like, that's the expectation that your parents set.
Where do you think the highest portion of single mothers resides in the world?
In the world, probably in Africa, because there's a lack of birth control.
I was about to say, you about to line you up.
No, so people are having sex and producing children. Yeah. And I mean, in European cultures, you just don't have to abortion either. So between the lack of both things,
Do you guys think that we should explore an alternative to relationships, because marriage has been like dating has become too familiar with a marriage, like the moving in with each other, which people can do what they want. The sex clearly before marriage, most people ain't virgins. Some people got kids. So it seems like we have literally just abolished this structure, this safety net of sorts. And now marriage still is the thing, but it doesn't seem to hold the significance. At one time, it was for survival and necessary. Not so much anymore. So now that dating almost looks, to Mon's point, if you are in a serious relationship and you clock 2, 3, 5 years or so, that person may as well be your wife or your husband. So shouldn't we go ahead and create a different approach to this thing? Because it seems like marriage, folks get married and then they bounce a couple years after. Like most people don't get married past 8 years.
Do you think that we concentrate so much on dating because we're not getting married? Because I hear all these conversations about what we're not doing, what we're doing in the dating process. Maybe you should be a wife when you're a wife and a husband when you're a husband. You can see that I know how to cook because I cook for myself. When you come over here and there's food on the stove for you, you can see that I cook.
How do you do that?
And the reason why, listen to what I'm saying. Our marriage rates are extremely low. There's a problem here. Okay, so we got to figure out a solution. So with that being said, if you're sitting here being a wife to every man who comes into your life and whisper sweet nothings in your ear, we all just sat here and said, we'll do all these things, right? But many of us are not even married. So we've been doing all of these things for who?
That ain't the solution.
You know what?
So Shane,
you know what? Oh, go ahead, Nikki.
Shane, let me ask you this.
What's a wife duty for you?
What's a wife? There you go. Thanks, Jay. What's a wife?
Wife duty is...
What are we doing?
To me, cooking, cleaning, laundry, unlimited. First of all, your body, that's the most precious thing you think you can have. Like somebody said, having kids, your legacy for someone. You should be doing that with your husband, not with You said what now?
So you didn't have sex until you got married?
I'm telling you what we should be doing. I'm talking about a solution. We're not talking about me. We're saying as a community, a solution.
Shane, we all agree with you. Shane, you come as a virgin. You do everything you want.
It's not working. Okay, 32% marriage rate. Now you may be getting married. Willie has gotten married. Y'all done your parts.
Keep that box in your
pants. The reality is, in this community, only 32% of Black men have married. Only 26% of Black women have married. 70% of children are being born out of wedlock. What are we doing here?
So wait,
it'll be different if it's working for us. It's not even working for us.
Shane, what would happen if y'all kept the box in your pants, Shane? What would happen?
I agree.
I'm asking you, what do you think would happen if y'all just stop having sex with us?
What? No. So
die alone, nigga. That's the answer. Stop asking these women.
But Willie, we're dying alone anyway. The percentage is down. What are you talking about? It's the same result. What are you talking about?
Alone, right? But you're dying alone.
Willie,
miles a dick.
I get it. I hear what you're saying. But guess what, Willie? They're doing all of that. Most people are not virgins and they're still not getting married.
No one said that being a virgin was going to help you get married in the first place.
You're cooking and cleaning still. You know what? Everybody, all of these men saying, oh, my mom, she cooked and cleaned for me. You should be just like my mom. And guess what? She was single.
Cooking and cleaning is a natural, it's a daily task. So I don't feel like that's a benefit of.
All we have to do is identify what the problem is. And so, Sharon, you gave some cool data points, right? You said 32% to 37% of men. But you know what's crazy though? Black men we're hurt because we're so loyal to black women. Because when you look at how long our marriage lasts outside of our community, we do better. Y'all can't say it is true.
I thought y'all divorce rates were higher outside of black.
No, it's not. But y'all's are though. 100% y'all's are worse than us. So this is the thing. This is what I like when we have these shows, because it gets to highlight how like disingenuous y'all get on these conversations. And I don't know if it's intentional or y'all this is the character y'all play. The crazy part is that like this information is readily available, and then two, everybody has a solution that they're not willing to do or currently doing for themselves right now. Everybody has an idea about something, how something should work, but they're not actually doing that themselves. It's single women telling other single women how to get married when y'all have no control over access to marriage. If y'all want to talk about, what y'all control, talk about, giving niggas vagina. That's the only thing y'all control. So if more women wanted to be married, you know what they should do? Become better women that men want to marry.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't. Willie, I'm saying the same thing that you're saying.